Hey guys, welcome back to JR14. Before we get started with this video, I actually wanted to give a quick message for you guys. Number one, first thing I want you guys to do is make sure that you're smashing that notification bell and also smash this subscribe button if you haven't already to my channel. Helps the channel a lot, helps the analytics and everything else, and it helps me grow so I can create better content for my current audience as well as my future audience. So if you have any questions for me in regards of, my Project Mark 7 or anything else as far as future content, you can contact me on Instagram. That is JR14YT on IG. You can contact me on there. Now, this video is going to be a little bit more lengthy than my normal videos just because of the fact that I really wanted to come up with something that's action-packed for you guys and something that's, pretty much going to attract your enthusiasm about how these products are made. Some of these products that I review on my channel and for you guys. So it is going to be a little lengthy, but I figured it'll be a little bit more fun to give you guys the behind the scenes action on some of these videos on how products are made. But without further ado, here's this week's video, guys. And remember, make sure you guys subscribe. Have a good one and enjoy. Take care. Hey guys, welcome back to JR14. Here we are with another video for you guys in the racing headquarters with CEO, yes, I'm gonna keep saying that, Jared Singh. We're here today to, what are we here to do today?
Give you a shop tour, guys.
Awesome. So hopefully we get to see some of the stuff where products are made, how they're shipped. The design factor is really where I want to see, and how these products get designed from nothing to something. And hopefully we get a look at all that today.
We can do that.
Awesome. And I kind of saw a simulator.
Yeah, you do some driving.
Ooh.
Not outside, inside.
Oh, yeah, inside simulator. But yeah, I definitely am excited to do this. And we're definitely going to take you guys along as well to show you how all racing parts are made.
Yep.
So without further ado,
CEO.
That was perfect. I was leaving it like that. I'm leaving it just like that.
Hey guys, I'm Jarrett. Jay or JR? What do you go by?
I go by everything, but
Jay?
JR sounds good. We're gonna go with JR.
All right. We're in our basic little office area here, and whenever I start these tours, I really want people to understand the core of what we do. So behind me, there's these canvas prints that I put together. It's nothing more than a photo collage of what racing is and what we do. The pictures are intentionally in black and white here because when I take it to the spaces that are doing these specific functions, the pictures are color. So it's sort of like those departments of the company are bringing that aspect to life, which to me has that cool analogy. So what we do is this is actually me gnawing on my finger here because I'm having a collision instance on our top mounts. And I'm working through that, and then that transitions into us actually machining those parts. Then the parts go onto the car, and then this is me at NJMP, and we're literally track testing the stuff. So you put this together with Raceseng in the middle, and that is what we do and who we are, and it just happens this building facilitates this whole process. So we'll head out in the shop now and check things out.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
So as JR said, every shop needs a racing simulator.
This thing is amazing.
We'll get him on this later, but in the meantime, this area is sort of our R&D area, so we have our FRS over there. We do all of our video photography here, laser scanning here, pulling cars apart in here, but usually the area is clean now, and I am a clean freak. So
I can tell.
Try to really keep a clean shop and facility, but this is really like a heartbeat type of thing in the shop because hoods are up, parts are off, and we're digging. And a lot of that comes from how we find solutions for products too, is digging into the cars and getting into them and figuring out what's going on. So that's what this space is for. Now we'll head into the design studio.
Ooh, yes, the design studio. This part I'm excited about.
Come on in, we'll flip on the lights here.
Ooh, it's like a studio in here.
Oh, lead product designer right now, working in working in SolidWorks. But so, in a nutshell, the hard part about describing this room is that you see computers and you see other little tools, but it's really what those tools are doing. So right now, Andrew is in SolidWorks. He's actually working on a Porsche 911 tow hook shaft. So this is our CAD software. Wow. So this software is where we virtually create parts. And what I mean by that is you can use CAD as a tool to model something like a form that's in your head. In the case of a shift knob, you actually model it in there through sketches and actual geometry. And then you can take those parts and mate them together as an assemblies and attach mates to those assemblies. So you could build a whole V8 motor in there if you wanted to and have the lifters riding on the cam, and you can associate those relationships. So we can get really, really far in CAD with the products before you even go to cut a piece of metal. But that's just one phase of it. And here we do everything from the Photoshop work to the Illustrator to the video to the photography to the coding of the website to the whole gamut. Wow. So it's really, it's like the epicenter of all things design for Raceseng. And so in this room you have these pictures up here, and these are critical for me. This is a detail of one of our top mounts. And I'm intentionally focusing on this area because of all the ways that I am hugging these features onto those parts in CAD. And I have that there because there's this focus of little design details that when you blow them up like that, you see it. But when you hold it in your hand, you're seeing the whole part. And that plays a larger story into the visual aesthetic of the whole part. And here you just kind of get it in like a hyper-focused sense of context. But those two images come together, and every one of the rooms has a quote that that room sort of lives by. Okay. And for us, design is the silent ambassador of our brand. We do call it the design studio, but everything we do needs to be designed. The parts, the packaging, the experience, the website, design has to be embedded into all of it. So we say it vocally, but really it should be like a silent leader. Like when you looked at our shift knob, first thing you thought was, oh, this is so well designed. You were sort of like, wow, the weight, the box, the packaging, and all of those were pieces of design that we're just putting together, and then they play into the larger story, but they're sort of silent. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, no, definitely.
It's critical for us to achieve that. But this is, this knob right here, you're probably not going to get the detail very well, but, you know, I don't know if you can see these tangent lines that are catching light up on these edges here.
Yes, I can see them.
See it all that well, but anyway, I should grab one of those. The whole point of that is I wanted to do a cylinder style knob, and I held a cylinder, and I was like, this is the most uncomfortable thing ever. And what I realized was that there was no good spot for your thumb to rest. So the design of this knob is actually meant that milled feature is to allow your thumb to sit on the part really comfortably in a pure sidearm shifting position. And it takes, how's the best way to describe it? Sometimes design is experienced like that just hit me, that I never thought of the fact of, wow, this is really bad. Why don't I come up with a way to make that better? But then the artwork behind it comes about, well, how do you CNC turn this and CNC mill that in a way that has harmony together? And we can talk more about the machines when I show you what I mean by that. Because in machining, the machining process is a little bit different. When parts are injection molded, like a lot of things that we experience today, they're in a mold, and the mold is basically creating the form. In machining, you're actually having tools that spin in the machine to machine that shape. So to have the part come out like that took a little bit of complexity in the tooling, the fixturing, and the program, even to get that. But you have to have the intuition from a design and manufacturing perspective to know how to achieve that at the end. And then over here, you know, this is all of what we have in the works. Jeez. So there's short shifter arms to DSG adapters, by the way, to splitter rods, to these are going to be pretty cool. These are our new Array series knobs. You've probably been seeing these.
Yes, I have seen these on Instagram before. These are nice.
And we have some stuff that we don't make anymore, but you know, you're talking about other things. You know, we're so well known for shift knobs. What else do we make? Well, here's one of our caster camber plates. Nice. And we make even the hardware ourselves. So this is our own machine nut, and I design it, meaning I don't just buy an off-the-shelf jam nut. Let's make our own that actually super precisely fits right into that bore, and you hear that snap, and it's just super precise parts.
Wow.
And the backside, you notice that these just aren't straight lines. There's actually arcs in the gussets. All that is done intentionally, so the gussets don't just have straight geometry. And then here's our spring perch, and we do the stainless steel hardware in here, and it's a real harmony of a piece because of just how design and manufacturing come together. And here's where you get your caster adjustment out of T-nuts. So this plate actually slides in caster and camber independently. A lot of top mounts don't have independent caster camber adjustment. So this stuff works really well for the FRS. We also make rear top mounts. So we are looking to extend these in other platforms. I think the MK7 platform would be a no-brainer for us to do. Like even for your car, some guys, and I'm okay with it, we do have metal tow hooks, but there's other ways to do that. Well, straps. So we have a whole ecosystem.
I never knew you guys made these.
Not yet. These are development pieces.
Oh.
So we have all of this data from countless cars. We make tow hooks for all these cars. Well, I'm like, well, why don't we partner with a company that does straps, and we'll take care of the shaft end of things, and I can design a strap. So the whole point behind this is that it's sort of a dual language strap, where you can have this showing, or you can have the Raceseng side showing, and this will literally screw into your bumper and stick right out the bumper cover like that and fold down. So it's a nice little integrated solution that isn't necessarily a metal tow hook, but we can service a bunch of platforms for it. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. We have on your car, we should get some of these on. This is, how soon are you going to post this video? Because this is all can't be seen by public yet.
I'm just kidding.
So
I was like, why are you using me under the camera? Like,
our titanium wheel studs. So these would fit your car.
ooh. Oh, that's beautiful.
So you notice that we do the Raceseng on it, but it's deeper than it. To me, this is just design integration.
Right.
But then look at the little Torx drive head in
Oh.
there. So you install these with the Torx drive head and put this in your hand.
Oh, that's light.
You know how crazy that is?
Wow, that's light.
We it's more than the machining of that. The machining of titanium is not easy, but then we put a micro glass bead surface finish on it, and then it gets black PVD coated. PVD coating is a super hard coating. So the beautiful thing behind this is those will never rust. So most wheel stud kits, they get rusty.
Yeah.
They look nasty the first time you run them on and off.
Wow.
When you put these on our titanium wheel nuts, which, again, I probably shouldn't be. No, I've done videos on this stuff.
Okay,
Just
you're
kidding.
scaring me, man. You're scaring me.
When,
Oh, I saw that on Instagram the other day. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yep. So there's little nuances to that yet that I'm working on. Feel light, isn't that crazy?
It's crazy light.
So here's the other cool part. So when you think about design process and something like these lug nuts, like lug nuts have been done time and time again. That's going to be tough for us to differentiate. But I had a lot of guys that wanted a security feature, and it drove me nuts that you would buy a set of lug nuts, and then one would be different out of the 4, out of the 5, because that's your security key. And I'm like, well, why don't you just make everyone a security key, and then figure out a way to do it? But the hard part is, well, how do you actually do that? So this is our own drive system. So these tools are made for us. This is a Raceseng socket.
Oh, this is wow.
Well, it's
a tool.
It's a chromoly steel. But so here's the neat part about this. These are forged. So the head that's forged in here only takes our tool. It's a very simple thing, I know, but the neat part is that you buy these lug nuts, you get 2 of these because we got to give a replacement just in case. And then the only way to get those off is with our tool on all of them. Where a lot of security tools, it's just 1 per, and if you can get that 1 off, you can get the other 4 off.
Well,
really easily.
I just want to take that because I live in New York City. And New York City, the tourists were stealing wheels. So, like, this is crazy.
My friend Brian, our friend Brian, just actually got his wheels taken the other day. This should have had these. Wow. That's nice. That's really nice. And it's light. How light it is.
Yeah, so that's actually a burnt. A lot of titanium is, when you see it, has that look to it.
I usually see like on titanium exhaust systems how to turn colors like that.
This is actually a coating.
Oh.
So it's totally different than that.
Okay.
Your grease from your hand will actually dynamically affect a burnt titanium coating. Actually, here, these are some titanium knobs. See how faded it's getting?
Ooh.
So we are doing our own line of, those aren't very pretty. This is me testing how to get a burnt finish. I've been doing this for 2 years now. Testing how to get this finish right.
The more we know.
And that is ugly. We're getting a little better. But you see this little spot right here? It's because the material's thin here. So it's actually heating up. So I had to machine a bolt to fit in there that would then consume some of that heat so you don't overheat the thin wall section. I mean, it's all those little nuances that who would think that to get that right, Jared has to spend 2 years getting that right. But that's what it takes.
That's why he bought it from Jared.
It's further than that. This is the PVD company I'm working with. And you know, I'm working with them on finishes. So if you think about being able to get some of this gorgeousness finish, you know, like a rose gold on a lug nut, and we'll be able to do some blues. So then you got to go through and align yourself with vendors that can do this stuff to your quality standard too.
Right.
And you got to communicate with them. I don't know if you've looked at this. This is a little nuance to me. The finish in there drives me nuts. I hate that. See how it has
Most people are not going to care about that.
But what we're going to do is we'll literally glass bead down in there. We'll put a uniform matte surface finish on that. Then we'll mechanically polish the whole outside. Then we'll PVD coat it. So, you know, I see that, and that to my eye is like, that's just not us. I need to work on that.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing you got to change. So yeah, this will be able to, you know, VW, Audi, BMW, Porsche. We're going to cover all the fitments with that. We're going to do, these are closed. Obviously, we're going to do open style lug nuts too. So these are my stabs at designing lug nuts. These are all 3D printed prototypes of my designs.
Wow.
So like this didn't happen on first try. This was weeks of making really ugly stuff, like a bottle cap. You know, like that, now that I look at that, I'm like, what was I thinking?
You were thinking out of the box, that's all.
Trying to, and sometimes out of the box doesn't look good. So, you know, like, yeah, this is weeks of models. So we actually will design this in the computer, and then you can send it to the rapid prototype machine, and literally in like 2-3 hours, you'll get a part out that you can hold in your hand. Because the syndrome with designing in here is called what I call the 30-inch screen syndrome.
Okay.
Meaning every part I'm designing, I see huge on that screen. But then I put it in my hand, I'm like,
it's so small.
oh my goodness, what was I thinking?
Right.
And you gotta have a good logical connection there when it comes to design. And what it's going to take in reality. So yeah, there's a lot of new stuff. That's why when I was talking to you about what new we're doing, here's a rapid prototype of our new DSG adapter. So the VW guys have been pounding on me for this. So this will work for you DSG guys out there. We're going to be having our shift knobs.
All right, he didn't forget about the guys with DSG.
No. And, you know, the other thing is, I'm very big on thinking about product lines in terms of collections or families, and having a good alignment of method, language, and also function behind them. So, you know, our Mass Series, this is our Mass Series collection, and it's weighted for performance shifting. The Circuit Series are weighted plus track ready. Our new Hybrid Series are combined materials, aluminum, stainless steel, and textiles. And then our Tie Series is the glory of burnt titanium. That's what we're going to call it. But then if you notice, the families all sort of have a logical design coherence. And then we allow that design to sort of drive some of the function. So down here, you know, I'm crossing out grip because I didn't like the name of that, and we actually wound up calling these array, and that's where those new diamond knobs are coming in. Uniquely take shapes and forms and machine them in kind of a unique manner. So that's an odd shaped shift knob. Meaning, I don't want to say odd, it's a unique shaped knob.
It is.
But you look at the language of this coming in here, and cupping the R logo is all super, super intentional. So then with that one, we're adding Project Tunnel Vision, where that
looks cool.
We're actually going to machine a pocket through here.
That's cool.
So we print this, and I'm like, it needs just one more thing. Like, it needs another pushing. So we're at when I say pushing, we're at like our third phase of pushing. This is what it takes. V1, all right?
That's a difference.
Yeah, we didn't print V2 because we're like, no, let's go to V3. And so now, in my mind, it needs just one more step. Because just look at the difference of this compared to this and how far the design's coming along.
Yeah, this one just looks like, you know, you started and then you added some fine details in this one that you can see through here. This is nice.
And then on the back side.
I like that though.
Yeah, but like think who's like it's not done. But the point behind this project was Andrew and I have been designing shift knobs for years. Like how many unique shapes can you come up with? So we did Project Tunnel Vision to break us out of tunnel vision. That's the whole point behind this. This is us being able to exercise what we do and what I love as a living, but put it in the form of a product that enthusiasts like you were like, dude, that is cool. And I'm like, I know it is. I want to do this. So, all right, so that's the studio. Hopefully you guys.
Ooh, you have these. I've seen some stuff on these.
All right.
Because I like that. I don't have PDK, and I know it's a Porsche.
Everybody wishes that.
Wow, these are huge compared to what I saw in the videos.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you see what I mean by why that just did not, like, it was just bleh.
And I like I remember you mentioning
just whoop,
like
whoop, whoop, right back up.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow, that's nice.
And then the texture on the backside,
the ridges.
Yeah, usually I try modeling that in CAD, and I have a very,
that's a nice feeling actually.
How am I gonna word it for you guys? You know, sometimes if you're working in software and the software is driving you versus you driving the software.
Yes.
I just couldn't do this. I was at my limitations of trying to get this texture the way I wanted it. So I was like, all right, well, if I can't do it, maybe I can manipulate the CAM software, which is computer-aided machining software. Maybe I can manipulate that to dynamically drive these tool paths. So I didn't model them in CAD. I actually drove these in CAM, and it's called a step over percentage, and it's a certain tool path called blend. And you manipulate the settings in it to get it the way you wanted it. And it took me, I was here till like 10 o'clock at night. I had sets of these things laying all over the place because I'd manipulate the program, go out and machine, load a new blank in, and I try it. No, not right. Go back to the computer, go back out of the machine, and just keep repeating that. And then once it got to this level, the hard part was these get vibratory tumbled. And vibratory tumbling is you put them in literally a vat of technically sometimes ceramic. It's a different type of media. The media spins on this and literally rounds over all the edges. That's why these look like there's just radii everywhere.
Yeah, it looks, from afar, it looks so sharp, but then when you get close to it.
But here, like, look at compared to this. See how that's very sharp? This is all machine chamfers. I didn't want that on a paddle. Yeah. So this is my,
oh my God.
You know, that's my brain thinking what I want them to be. You know, like you can't, this is very, you know, this is pretty, maybe in an hour or so of work, but that's not the point. The point is that you try to quickly get through this, because when you get into the computer, you can get locked pretty quickly on what do I want to do. Right. So yeah, you gotta logic your way through the ideas. So I write on mine a lot because I'm actually helping myself through the thinking of it by writing it, and then when I write it, my brain forces my brain to think around what I just wrote, and for some reason it's just a cue for me that helps get through problem solving on these things. So yeah, these are just basic little form studies on what the paddle could be. And here I'm working on, the back detail. Here I'm actually drawing how I might machine it. These parts have to be made. Some ideas just don't work well for machining. Yeah, so I'm planning, well, if I'm gonna do this back contoured surfaced feature, how am I gonna put that in a jaw that squeezes the part to actually machine it? In here are those paddles that you just saw in 3D form. So think of this as this part is virtually thick in the computer, but it's not.
I can see what you mean about how big it actually looks on the screen.
Here I am designing at this level of detail when you put that in your hand, and that is actually like that big. It's actually a bad syndrome. It's not unhealthy. You can get down a trap of detail.
I can see how you can kind of get lost in the design.
But you know what? One of the things I was saying to you before was, how do you make this Raceseng without it not being a Porsche part? If I owned that car, I wouldn't want to put something on that didn't look like it had a good flow to the OEM arm to me. I mean, Porsche design to me is the pinnacle of design. So I'm you know, as a young designer, trying to measure myself against what they're doing, and how do you accentuate it? That's tough. Like, that was really tough.
Like how to make a good part, how to make a fantastic part even better.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a push and pull in surfaces here. So you know, this detail coming off the arm here, I mimic that detail, and I walk that detail around just like they do.
Wow.
So you can see there is a mimicry going on, but then how do you continue that? So if you notice, this layer's intentionally lower. So I'm playing with elevation on the paddle. I'm pushing and pulling surfaces. I wanted this surface to be pushed down intentionally to create this light. So this radius here, I know this detail here will pick up light, and see how it catches light in the bottom edge here. That is so that I carry this shape through in a piece of geometry. And it sounds like you're talking about this like it's an orchestra or a symphony, but
it's a level of detail that you really.
It's little things like that add up into being a much cooler thought. So you can see all the light and that's how I design too. I literally rotate this and I see where is light coming and going. Mm-hmm. Where am I creating highlights, and how do I drive those highlights into a form? You know, and then on the back side, there's an intentional rib. So if you look at this part there's no straight line on this whole entire thing at all. If you look at every angle of this part, it's curved. It's curved in every way you can imagine. Top to bottom, front to back. Like, look at there's curvature everywhere, and it's because I actually wanted it to feel you know, like the wheel's perfectly round. So I want these paddles not to look like flat sticks stuck on the back. You want to have very organic form. So, but then how do you make that form work? Well, here's this surface that I was telling you I just couldn't get it the way I wanted it to do. I just couldn't model it right.
Wow.
So I got the surface to where I wanted it to be, and this little cut detail here is actually to fit the tips of your fingers into the paddle. I don't know if you actually felt them.
Oh, the little ribs on the back?
Oh, it's the ribs, but it's actually the geometry that the ribs are placed on that's part of the story that plays with it too. So, and then yeah, it needed something on the side. I didn't want to put the R logo on the front, just because to me it was always going to be in the driver's face. Where can I put it that's still cool and subliminal, and then build it into a detail? And that's when I was like, oh yeah, that would be really, really slick if I did that.
That's nice. Like I even like you can tell like it's etched in to the. Wow, that's amazing. And the fact that the program could give natural light to show you how it's going to look in all different shades.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, and you can dynamically change that light too. You know, this is a different studio. You have all kinds of different studios that you can model in different lighting scenarios and situations. So you thought your shift knob packaging was cool.
Oh.
This is where we're
transitioning. Man. So this is the enjoy the drive.
And it pops up.
That wasn't slow motion, people. No, that was real time.
So you pull this off, and you got the story card, but the whole point is there's like this on-layering piece.
See that I just love this. That's cool.
Then you have your slots for your fingers to come in, and there's your parts.
And the red.
Yeah, the red's wild.
Red is nice. Look at that.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, like I relish in this.
It's presentation. It's kind of like when you open up a new iPhone, right?
Yeah.
It's just like the experience of opening the box. Everything's simple. It's clean.
Yeah. So we're trying to get there. It's just these boxes are stupid expensive. All right, so you got an idea of what we make. Now we'll show you a little bit of the process of like how we make this stuff. Let's go check it out.
All right, let's go.
Hey guys, I hope you did enjoy this video of the shop tour. Don't worry, I know it was cut right in the middle of it. I wanted to split it up for you guys so that this way it's not just a 40-minute video. There's a lot of content on this segment and I wanted to show you all of it. So I'm going to split it up into two parts. Part one is going to be uploaded as you already are seeing it on this Wednesday. And stay tuned to this Friday. This Friday, I believe I'm going to post this one up Friday at, let's just make it 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. Eastern time on Friday, I will post out part 2 of this shop tour, which will be how the products are actually made. This video was about all the design factors, how these products are designed, how they come about, and everything else. I hope you guys did like this. Like I said before, I hope you guys liked this video. What I need you guys to do is like, share, and subscribe to JR14. Make sure you go down in the description below to check out Racing's Instagram page and also their website. I posted both of those links down below. And make sure that you follow me on Instagram as well. That is JR14YT. Without further ado, guys, I'm peacing out, but I want you guys to realize that cars are a lifestyle. Take care.